Hey Aries, good to see you. We're here to do your wild card read for the new year to see what's coming up for you in 2025. I already have the deck starting out upside down, but I'm catching it in time, so we're going to turn this around. That might be a little clue about what sort of awaits the opening of the new year for you. You might catch something before it goes awry and you have like kind of like a last minute kind of save energy. That's what I got. All right, we're going to look at some different areas here, but first we're going to begin by getting in touch with what your theme is in 2025 by looking at what you're leaving behind. First of all, what are you ditching to the south node that you're not carrying forward with you in the new year? And then we're going to check out what your overarching theme is for 2025, just sort of the energy that's going to be holding court over your quest, you could say. And then we're going to have a look at what is your north node potential. What will you be able to pull off in 2025 if you really put yourself into it? Okay, let's say. So first we're going to check it out and see what is being ditched here. What are you leaving behind in 2024 that's not coming forward with you? Interesting. There's some inspiration that you used to have that you're leaving behind. Perhaps because you already have a new vision that's hatching for you here. Something has recently inspired you. Maybe even inspired you in early December. We have the number 3 here. So I do feel like maybe early December, something came through for you that had you looking at your life and your options in a different way. Could have come through on the 3rd. Doesn't have to have been that date specifically, but it was wanting to be brought in. So there might have been something. Oh, yes, that was the time. December 1st. That was the time that was the new moon in Sagittarius. Okay, so yeah, that new moon might have kicked something off for you, gave you like a new perspective, a new way of viewing a situation, maybe even saved you from some kind of tripping point. I don't know, there's something about that, like you turned something around last minute here, and it's because you got a different view of a situation. It's like saving your butt in some way. That's what I got, okay? There's some kind of new inspiration that's being hatched here. There's new things that you want to grow as a result of this new perspective you have or insight you have. It could also be like some kind of creative idea you have. And there's a lot that's sort of like buzzing in you around this. Like, I feel that you're really activated in this respect. Like, got a lot of ideas generating in that noggin of yours. I feel like this is something that if you really invest in this inspiration you have, it will go far. I do feel like it'll get attention. I also see like a lot of buzz around it. You know, this could be you putting yourself out there creatively in some way, doing something kind of unexpected. It does feel like it's an inspired, bold move you're making here. All right, that's off to a pretty good start. So you're leaving behind what doesn't inspire you in 2024. We're like, chalk that up to the south node. We're not going to hold on to that. So that's good. Okay. So I think you're no longer going to settle for humdrum. You need something that sort of, gets you up and going, inspires you to, bring your best self forward. And there's something that's transforming here. So that looks good just as an opener there. All right, let's see what your overarching theme is of your quest for 2025, Aries. What is the overarching theme of your quest for 2025, Aries? Let's see what we got here, what's coming in, the energy that's just going to be kind of holding court. You got a couple things here. I am working with the Sacred Rebels Oracle combined with the Halloween Oracle. It sort of made that shift with Pisces. I was doing just the Sacred Rebels Oracle, but sometimes in the middle of these reading series, I get called to some different elements with the different signs. And there was something here that was really coming in about still needing to maybe clear something out, like holdover energy, something that needs to be balanced out here. You do have sort of like that call to move into expansion with the Sacred Rebels Oracle card here, but you also had a Halloween Oracle card come out. So I'm going to look at that first. Like, this is something that still needs some awareness around it. Oh, I love this. Okay, so we got joy, rejoicing in the present. So I think now is just really the time about maybe not worrying so much about what's going to happen in the future, or not being so hung up around what went down in the past. This is just about really staying present with the process, even as things are falling away for you. This is where you'll really feel like you're most in your element. And it's also when you build the most light in your life that's going to really light up your path moving forward here. So I feel like you're doing a lot to sort of cultivate presence at this time. You're not letting your mind wander off to certain corridors in your consciousness anymore like you were before. You recognize that that was a little bit of kind of a labyrinth energy, and then before you know it, you wasted all this time sort of trying to untie a mental knot, and you didn't really find a clear way through. And then you thought, well, you know what, I could just decide that I don't need to figure any of it out, and I can kind of just be with what shows up in the moment. So I feel like this is really helping you let go of some things that have been hanging over you for a while. This is good energy. It's going to build a lot of joy in your life. Starting out strong. I like this. Okay. And yes. All right. So I know there's a lot of changes in store because you have the number 32 here that breaks down to 5. So there is going to be change. And when these moments of change find their way to your path, you may feel like, kind of really young inside, it might make you a little bit nervous. And I think that's kind of a good way to sort of like reframe it. Instead of it being about fear or having anxiety, it's that excitement, like when you were a kid and you were doing something new. Even if you felt like a little bit nervous about it, you were more excited than anything. And so I do feel like you're moving through a process. You don't know kind of how things are going to turn out here. And you're just kind of putting your faith in the process alone and trusting as the changes roll out here. So I also feel like there's something that's sort of shifting here in how you view spirituality. And some of you maybe haven't had like a real set faith or anything like that, but you're discovering that you can still have faith in what speaks to you. I don't know why I'm picking that up. I'm picking up that maybe there's quite a few of you that aren't really religious per se, but when you touch on that thing that's like the great mystery, when you touch on a little something that's unexplainable and it feels like a higher hand steering your course. And I do feel like that's sort of where you're at here, because you're in a wagon. Your chariot is like a red rider there. And, you have to have somebody sort of like pull you forward here, and you're trusting in something higher to guide you here. I do think that this is a process. There's a lot of change involved, okay? But it looks like the more that you can continue to stay present with what goes down in 2025 and you keep your faith, there's joy. There's joy that comes through whatever is released here. And there's a lot of light flooding into your life. So I like this. But to get to the light, there may be times when you feel like you're kind of fumbling around in the dark. I got that, right? So there's a lot of change coming in 2025. I just heard it's a game changer. Okay. So everything is really switching up for you in 2025. And I do feel like there's times when, you may feel like a little young inside, like a little nervous, or like you're just learning the ropes of a certain dynamic, I heard. Okay. It's very unfamiliar to you. You could be dealing with somebody that, you're relating to in a new way, and that's an unusual experience. You don't have a point of reference there. That's okay. Have faith in the process. There's joy up ahead. And now we're going to do a cut of the deck, and we're going to look at what is your potential for your north node or your destiny. All right. Nice clean cut there. I like that. All right. Well, first, before you can come into alignment, it's important that you come into alignment with yourself. There's really a need for you to take a little bit of time out to sort of find your own equilibrium here. You need to rest. You need to restore yourself, replenish yourself. You might want to go and head somewhere out into nature and just like take a time out, drop in real deep. I think that would be really good for you. So if you like to go hiking or camping or, you know, you want to head out in middle of nowhere and just kind of get lost in the wilderness for a while, I think that that could be really good for you. At the very least, maybe spend some time with some trees, get nice and rooted, nice and grounded out here. I also feel like you just need some time to just like let go, rest, drop in deep. It is the time of year for it. You know, you might be in hibernation mode. I think that there is a lot you went through in 2024. And I also think that there's a lot of changes up ahead, 11:11 on the clock when I brought that in. So yeah, it's a real important year of alignment for you. But it looks like, you know, fortune favors you so far. I mean, it's looking pretty good, but I do got that piece about there's a lot of changes up ahead. So make sure you're getting your rest right now and don't feel guilty for that when you need to just kind of like check out, drop in real deep, or just kind of go out there and get lost in the woods for a while. It's all right, you know. You need this time and it will serve you well, all right? And then look at this, trust yourself. So yes, there's a lot that's going to grow from what you set in motion here as you open up the new year. But I feel it's more like you're kind of dreaming it up right now. Like I feel like your creative brain is activated in a way that it hasn't been in quite a while. And this is really putting you in that emperor energy, you know, that large and in charge kind of energy, because that's really when you're in your element. I mean, that's the thing about Aries is the innovator. Aries leads the charge. And maybe there is something you're doing here. You got some kind of creative vision. There's a way that you're going to execute something in 2025 that's unlike anything anybody's done before. It's uniquely you. It's going to have your own signature stamp on it. But I feel like it's something you mock up first, like you dream it up first. So you need this time to sort of like drop in, relax, restore, so you can even activate that part of your brain. You know what? It's really hard to be creative when you're super stressed out, right? It's like you have to be in that receptive space where that musing energy can come in. And again, I feel like for you, there's something about nature that really does help activate that part of your consciousness. And you may notice this, you know, that a lot of your most inspired ideas come through at this time when you're dropping in, you know, with the elements, when you're just out there on a walk, you know, taking in the sunshine, taking in the fresh air, you know, that's when you're able to like drop a lot of the stuff that's been weighing on your consciousness and your inspired ideas come through. I feel like there's something that's coming through here. It's an inspiration, and you're meant to trust yourself with this. And you may choose to kind of like keep it to yourself. I do think that that would work out on your behalf if you play it close to the chest with this, okay? Because I do feel like whatever this is that comes through, not everybody will necessarily get it. And because of that, it could be more problematic. Like the more people you let in around this idea you have, the more you're going to encounter naysayers and just, you know, people want to drag the energy down. And I do feel like you've already needed to kind of like rest and restore and replenish yourself here. So you don't need that energy, you know? You don't need people that are going to dissuade you from uh, putting this into motion, because there will be a lot of growth that comes from it. Right. I also feel like you got some new totems coming in for you, some new animal spirit guides that are coming in for you. All right. I'm just cluing into the ones that are really like speaking to me right now. And I'm noticing Jaguar here. And Jaguar is about impeccable integrity. It's also a medicine that is about moving into the unknown and to be fearless in the face of the unknown. Because one's walking in truth, you're trusting yourself. That just really stood out to me quite strongly. And I'm also cluing into the hummingbird medicine up here, and that is that medicine of sweetness and synergy and joy. So it also promises that though there is unknown territory, and at times you may feel like it challenges your faith a bit, where you go, it's a sweet reward. So I really like this energy for you. This is a really good way to open up. All right, positive stuff on the board here. So just recharge a little bit. Let the year kind of wind down uneventfully, I'm hearing, It's like there's no need for a big fanfare. You're celebrating New Year's quietly, most of you. And if you're not, you wish you were. I got like that kind of hint there. All right, we're going to check out now the hand that fate is dealing you in 2025. We're going to get the rough stuff out of the way early on. Let's just clear it out with one fell swoop. Let's not waste any time. This is going to be like the challengers that you have to face off with in 2025. Areas where you could experience reversal if you're not like, up on your chops, paying attention here. So this can kind of like give you a heads up ahead of time too, and maybe save you some trouble. We could only hope. Bottom of the deck. Oh, we got the devil right there. Okay. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn that's a little tricky. Don't have to be. There also could be something about some kind of worldly success that you want to achieve where you're feeling really challenged in this particular arena. You may feel like, you're dealing with somebody in this situation who just won't give you a break as well. It does say that it makes one worse off than ever before and can trick mortals into being bound. Also accepts sacrifice. It says child sacrifice specifically, but when I'm hearing child sacrifice, it's making me think of this like brainchild you got here, this inspiration you have. So this is somebody who could hold you back. They don't want to see you advance. They don't want to see you level up. They might want to hold you back, And there's also something here about really shifting the image that people have of you as well. I think that you're ready to be in a position of power. I think you do want to have worldly advancement here. It is something that's important to you. You don't want to just spin your wheels, You are looking to make your mark in your own way here. But you need to be careful too about who you kind of like partner with in this regard, because it could work against you. And then things could be worse off than ever before, right? So you may think it's really a great idea to maybe go in on something, some pursuit with another, especially in regard to anything that you want to develop for yourself on a business level, financially, even creatively, all right? I would be really mindful about how you move in that regard. And I think one-offs can be really great when you're developing something for yourself, but kind of keep it at that, stay in a position where you have creative control over this inspiration you have. I do think there's a fine art to networking in relation to this, and I think it can be very positive to, feed into one another. You can really build a lot of traction that way. And at the same time, there's another thing when it sort of starts to get too enmeshed and another starts to have too much say in what you want to create here. Okay, so be careful about signing on the dotted line. Also, any kind of like corporate deals that gives them a little bit too much control over what you want to create here. Be mindful about that, right? So I really feel like you want to step up into a position of power here. And be careful about contracts and the ways that you can get yourself into a tight spot. But at first looks like it'll really pay off, and then it could work to your disadvantage here. All right, let's check it out. What is the hand of fate that Aries is going to be dealt the challengers and reversals that they may need to deal with in 2025, Spirit. And I just feel called to just do a few more shuffles here. So a little tricky energy you're navigating there. All right. Could be from a high priestess, somebody that kind of keeps you on your toes here. You could be dealing with a Pisces in this regard. You could also be dealing with a Cancer. You may not be sure if you can really trust somebody. Also, with the high house of Pisces and with the high priestess in general, we're dealing with matters that are secretive or hidden or could be a mystery here. So you know that there's more than meets the eye here. You know that there's a lot going on beneath the surface. Also, you may feel kind of drawn to somebody. They may play a role in your vision, this high priestess here, okay? And you're sort of wondering, would it be wise to partner with this person? You see, they're kind of looking at you the same way here. It's also possible that you could be in some kind of metaphysical line of work, okay? So if that's the case, you may be considering partnering with somebody on something, you know, you think it could work for both of you, but there's a little suspicion here too. I see it like, can I trust you to be on the up and up? It was 21:33 on the clock. So yeah, this is like 333 energy. This is about really looking at what's helpful and what's not. I mean, so far this is coming out in the upright here. And I think you also feel like you can read someone's mind. Like maybe you feel like you're one step ahead of them, you know? Well, I think they feel the same way. There's like an interesting mirroring energy going on here, Aries. So, I mean, this is your challenger. You could be challenged by a high priestess, you know? You two might be kind of like eyeballing each other there. All right, let's see. What is this? What's coming in here? The challengers and the potential reversals. Okay, so right off the bat, you could be challenged by a Pisces. You could be challenged by a Cancer. Okay. I think of Cancer. I also think of the mother. So a mother could prove to be very challenging in 2025. Okay. Or something to do with your home situation could be challenging in 2025. And there's something here that is landing right on that joy and it's crossing it. It looks like it's heading south. So what's this? Oh, Knight of Wands energy here that could get you hooked up and could see you chasing sort of fool's gold. And then you miss out on the true joy here. Be careful what you reel in there with that hook, you know? It's all fun and games until you get the big hook and get pulled off the stage, you know? Then it's quite an embarrassment. I got that. Like evening at the Apollo, you know? It's like, yeah, there's something here. Be mindful. You don't want to move forward too impetuously here. Make sure that you're being very present with the moves you're making. And if you are in that place where you're feeling like really antsy, well, then that lets you know it's time to get a little grounded out. Come into the present moment because you don't want to act from that place of antsiness, all right? Yeah, I think you could have really like this urge to just like, I just wanted to transform overnight, you know? I know it was crappy back there, but now I just wanted to be like the best it can be because why can't it be like that? But it's sort of like putting the cart before the horse is what I got in this situation. We do have horse energy here. This could be in relation to a Sagittarius as well. I also think this is speaking about your desire to move into expansion. You want to have more optimism. You want to feel better about where you're going in 2025 and how things are kind of panning out. And I do feel like you're really antsy to move something forward. But, you know, this is your challenger. And this is what could lead to potential reversal. So, you know, the more you can kind of just really make sure it's feeling right, you know, make sure it's feeling right. Don't just jump on something because you feel like it'll be a quick fix, because it's that kind of mentality that can actually hang you up. It can like pull you off the stage just as you're about to have your moment in the spotlight. See, it's like, ta-da! It's like you're letting all the BS fall away. You're about to have like your shining moment, your moment in the spotlight. Maybe that moment where you get that worldly advancement. And you might be so desiring to get there as fast as possible that you could like put yourself in some compromising arrangements, some compromising situations. And then, you know, somebody else, you know, kind of runs off with that prize. You do need to be aware of this, right? Be mindful about your moves. Be mindful when you're dealing with people who are really trying to goad you on to move faster than you really feel comfortable doing so, because I do feel like that could work against you. You could be dealing with another fire sign energy in relation to this. You could be dealing with another Aries. You could be dealing with a Leo or a Sagittarius here. This person's really flighty as well. I mean, I do feel like you can get like that at times where you just feel like I got all this energy, I got to do something with it, but it really can backfire. And I think you've already learned that lesson, because it looks like you're coming in with this focus of being more present, which is a very positive energy. It's very empowering here. But I'm getting this sense that somebody here could like reel you in and hold you back, okay? They could reel you in and hold you back. It may seem like it's moving you forward faster, but it actually will hold you back. You will learn that in hindsight. So it's like, maybe save yourself the trouble right now. This message coming in here. Any more details on how this Knight of Wands crossing here, heading south, can hold you back? Let's get some more details about this for you. So you have a clear lay of the land here in regard to this, Aries. Yeah, it's like some opportunity. There is a hook to this opportunity, right? So it might even be one of those things like, you better act now or else, you know, I'm going to take the deal off the table or whatever. It's like, well, you know, if it's not fuck yeah, you know, then maybe it should be hell no. You know what I'm saying? You really got to like take some time with certain choices, because I do feel like with you in the North Node, those choices, they'll be with you for a good ways to come. So this is something to be very mindful of, right? I don't like that there's sort of like somebody trying to hook you in here, you know? It's got that sort of like shepherd kind of energy. So this could be like somebody just wants to maybe make you like a lamb to the slaughter, right? Be aware of this here. Yeah. Yeah, this is somebody who's trying to get you to like jump into something real fast or make a move real quickly, or even, you know, go somewhere with them on the fly or something like this. And you might be wise to hold up here. And this could be somebody that, you know, they're coming forward very hot and heavy too. We got the Knight of Cups here. Water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So I feel like there's a lot of emotion that is behind this. You did have the High Priestess come out, so there could be a Pisces. But there's passion too, passion that can be destructive and can have you kind of like getting hooked up here. That's what I see, okay? But there's a lot of feeling here. Whatever this is, there's a lot of feeling here. Horse energy coming out there again, okay? So you could be dealing with the Sagittarius. Could be dealing with the Pisces. Somebody could have these placements. There could be hidden elements involved in this situation that you're not quite aware of. Let me do a cut of the deck here just to get a little bit more insight around that for you. The moon. I mean, wow, you really could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer in this situation. You got some Beelzebub energy there, right? A little bit of that wasp energy. And look at the skull and crossbones there. I mean, yeah, there is something to be aware of. It could sting pretty bad, you know. It may seem like um, something you've been wanting, you know. It like just injects a little life into you or gets you excited here. But this says makes manifest the apparitions of demons and sets demons upon men to destroy them with vices. So, like I said, this person's planning some kind of a hostile takeover here. They know how to play on your weaknesses, you know. And yeah, there's something here to be aware of. So there could be somebody like also sweetening the pot. You know what I'm saying? They know what you want. They know the kind of worldly advancement you want. So they might pepper that real heavy here. But this is kind of like making a deal with the devil, because in this contract here, whatever this is, and it could be, you know, a romantic connection here, there's a lot that's hidden under the light of the moon. Not all is on the up and up here. And with that Beelzebub energy, this person knows how to spin their words to their advantage. All right, what do we got on the other side here? Page of Pentacles. Might receive news from this person. This could be somebody who has a strong earth sign placement, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could be somebody born in the year of the ox, right? And yes, with the Page of Pentacles coming in here, it's interesting because it's like they're reaching out in regard to something financial or something project oriented or something practical, you know, a worldly affair, maybe something they want to partner on with you. And this is somebody you're already familiar with. I got that. Okay, you already know this person, you've dealt with this person, and they really want to you know, reel you into something here. It looks like it's sort of like coming off as like they want to involve you. Yeah, it looks like in some kind of endeavor. Okay, it's a practical matter here, and they're telling you like, look, I know how we can get where we need to go real fast here. This will be really successful. This is going to pay off for us. You know, they're selling the destiny very strongly here, but you'll notice this will weigh you down. You won't be able to get where you need to go if you let this particular energy compromise you. And I do feel like this person will sort of like seduce you too. Now, if it's not somebody you've been romantically involved with, they will play on your emotions. They know how to sweeten the pot. They know how to work you in this situation. And it very well could be a Queen of Cups, okay? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer and Pisces came out really strong for you. And this is a little bit of a tricky energy because it wants to swipe some victory out of your hands with the Six of Wands here. And this is somebody that's actually working with somebody else here. So it's like they come with another energy attached to them that could be very compromising for you and could lead you back into troubles that you just left behind. So be aware of getting kind of like taken in by your ego, because I feel like this person will do that. Yep. And whatever you lay to rest, you know, that you're like, okay, that's done. Put that as behind me. You know, I'm ready to step into new energy. Oh, they'll stir that old stuff back up. I see it. And that'll be the hook, I feel, that will really hold you back. And just as you were about to, you know, really open your road and head in a direction that was very inspired for you and that promises a lot of joy, a lot of success, they'll pull you back down to that south node real fast. It says here they can transport anyone suddenly from one place to another. Like this person wants you to move real fast here. And it's promising some big like win for you or some big level up, or this will really work out. And they're playing on the emotions. They're playing on the fact that they know that you have love in your heart. Okay. They know that you have a certain emotional connection here and they want to manipulate that, right? This person can be a little vain, a little showy, a little full of themselves with the peacock energy here. And I do feel like they're going to put on quite a show for you. But let me tell you, it may seem like sweetness, but it will sting with the wasp energy there. And it will really slow you down and hold you back. Do expect to hear a message from this person. And this person could be somebody that you've already had like an argument with or falling out with. And they're going to come through like they're really amicable and they really want to work things out. You know, they want you to trust them, but it's so that they can get their way in a situation. So, all right, something to be very mindful of there, Aries. Be careful with that, okay? Don't lose your head. I think as long as you stay in the present, you're not going to go wrong here, right? You're really not going to go wrong here, right? So let's see what's going to go right. We're going to check out your fortune, what luck is on your side, what allies are coming in for you. Bottom of the deck here, Knight of Swords. Do you see that? Air sign energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There is a need to be very decisive here. There is a need to cut things off when you know that they are going to be something that is going to block what you want to see growth in here. You do have intellectual richness here that you want to protect at all costs. You got some brilliant idea. If you don't have it yet, it's going to come in once you get some rest and you're able to recharge. You'll know what you need to do to move forward and execute this plan. It's like some kind of new vision you're hatching in 2025. And there's something here that is really meant to grow for you. It's got like big empress, big emperor energy. It is taking the rough stuff and transforming all that lead, all that stuff that weighed you down into gold. And I do feel it does bring you worldly advancement. So yeah, it ups your financial status. It ups your status in general. It gives people a whole new view of you. You get to kind of like, hold court over your life. And you get to control like how you're seen there by how you show up. And you want to show up in such a way that you prove your naysayers wrong. I got that. Okay. I do feel like you're really going to be able to work this out. It's going to be good for you, right? And you are going to move forward with this. So this is something that is divinely inspired. It does give you an opportunity to have the world in your hands. And all you need to do is act on this inspiration and you will see progress here. Also, this is kind of like a little interesting piece where you have been having challenges with a parental figure or with a child. I do feel like you will be able to like iron that out. You will be able to work things out in a way where it feels like there's a certain level of respect that's been restored in those situations. So that's some good energy coming in there. And that could also be with air sign energy too. You could be a Libra rising. That makes you an Aries Descendant. That could be speaking very strongly to you here. Protect this vision of yours, right? There is intellectual richness there that will pay off for you. So that's some luck in your corner. Also, air signs could be good allies for you in 2025. So drop in with your Geminis, Libras, and Aquariuses, when it comes to moving something forward here or tapping into a little luck or really being able to connect with somebody who will support you here. Right? These are people that are coming in as allies and they can help you kind of cut through the BS and get something moving forward quickly too, okay? Yes, and then with that, we got Knight of Cups. So I like this. So yeah, your perception is going to be really on about who you can trust, who's safe to like open up with, who you kind of have to keep at an arm's distance. I do feel like you are having certain revelations and it's really revealing to you where your loyalties lie and who's loyal to you. And I also feel like you're about to discover some hidden treasure in 2025. And yes, There's some secrets that are being revealed to you here that sort of like put you ahead of the game. I like this. This is really good energy for you. Knight of Cups. However you're moving forward here, you're following a path of heart. You could also have somebody coming in here who stirs your heart. So this is some really beautiful energy there, puts you in your heart, in your feels. I do feel there will be some opportunity to move forward on an emotional level in a situation. And we did have water sign energy come in, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So this could be, it's interesting because you have more of the challenging energy coming in around Cancer and Pisces. So perhaps a Scorpio can be a good ally, or there's an opportunity to move forward with a Scorpio in a way you haven't moved forward before, perhaps. Or perhaps this is somebody new coming in that inspires you to move forward and open up your heart. Okay, somebody who's a good ally here. They could be somebody that's great to kind of bring your vision together with too, like just creatively. But again, make sure that you're really retaining the rights to your creative property. I think there's ways that you can work with people, you know, in such a way that you can kind of promote each other's work without it getting convoluted and now they got to share what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, let people stay in their own lanes. I do feel, yeah, that's what pays off for you, because you do have the Nine of Pentacles here. And that's about your own thing you're doing here, okay? Your own creative vision. And it's something that does pay off. Nine of Pentacles is a really good energy. It's pre-Empress, pre-Emperor energy. This is your idea that you're acting on here. But I do feel like there's people that can play supporting roles. So there's a Scorpio that might be beneficial in that regard. And yes. There are certain people that will be called out to you, people that are traitors, people that are set on destroying your plans. And you'll be able to suss them out. And this is coming out quite well for you, because this will allow you to avoid sort of aligning yourself with certain characters that could bring a loss for you. And especially in relation to work here. It's coming in really strongly. I do feel like people will be rather convincing, but you're going to need to really like use mental force here. That's why I think air signs are coming through as an ally for you. This is coming in really strongly for Libra risings here, okay? You are Aries descendants. There's something about knowing when you have to kind of create a little space between what you feel and just what are the straight up facts in a situation. So where you could feel like sort of compelled to give someone the benefit of the doubt, right? When they've already proven that they're not here to support you. They're not here to further your plans, that this person has worked against you already. That's not an energy you necessarily want to let in. If you do, you know, that could work against you. But it looks like you have, you know, understanding of who your traders are, right? They've already kind of showed their hands, and in essence, they wanted to destroy your plans, but by them showing their hand, they destroyed their ability to take you down here. So as long as you keep exercising mental force, because I do feel like maybe you have a soft spot for this person, okay? I mean, they're coming forward in a very like friendly way. And I do feel like perhaps you can be friends, but I would be careful about involving them in your financial pursuits. That's what I got there, okay? Do this and it'll protect you from future sorrow and loss. I got financially, right? Loss in relation to your work. Really important, because it looks like whatever you're doing here, whatever you're developing for yourself. So a lot of you are heading down a solo track. You want to be an entrepreneur, or you're working on a solo project here. You're doing something where it's like it's your own track here and you're leading the charge. And there's other people who will try to convince you to Let them sort of jump on that track with you. 44, 44 on the clock. You got to just trust that you got everything you need to bring this to fruition. That being said, there's ways that you can still help a friend out. There's ways that you can partner with other people that you do, want to see grow and have advancement in their own right. But it's not by sort of letting them tag along for this ride you already got set in motion here. You know what I'm saying? Do cross promotional stuff with each other. That'll work out very well for you. I do think that could be beneficial. Okay, but just don't let somebody like sign on for what is really your creation here, your inspiration. It's going to pay off very big for you. I do see a lot of financial increase here. I also see a lot of growth for you. You're going to grow a lot, just emotionally. You're going to learn a lot. There's a lot you're going to discover in 2025. I also feel like your health is really improving here too. You might take up some new kind of health program and you experience a real transformation. I think you look good, you feel good, your energy's back, you feel like you're back, like maybe you feel like you kind of went MIA for a while there. You didn't really know who you were, but you know who you're becoming. And this is some really good energy here. Okay, let me do a cut of the deck and see what we got. The Magician. Yes, okay. So yeah, you're the alchemist at this time, and this is your energy. It's also Aquarian energy, so you are taking action here to set your visions in motion. You're ready to create radical transformation, not only in yourself, but in your life. And I think this is going to turn out very well for you. You're being smart about your moves. You know to keep certain things, under wraps. This is wise. I also feel like you're going to discover some hidden secrets that do give you the upper hand. Like you got a little inside information here that's going to work to your advantage. I like this energy here. So playing your cards wisely here. And on the other side here, we have the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And so I feel like you're discovering something that's been hidden in this situation with an Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And this is going to be to your advantage. It's going to provide you with a certain kind of consolation, also compensation that you're due, right? So it looks like something's going to be balanced out here with a Queen of Pentacles, or balanced out on a business level here. Something that's owed to you will be returned to you, or something will be balanced out on a material level that feels right. There's something that comes through that compensates you for a loss, maybe a loss that you experienced in 2024 as a result of this Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Does seem like something's ironed out. And maybe even as a result of that, you're able to balance things out in a way that feels fair. All right. And this might be something that's really important to you too. But I see you staying in your independent energy here. So this is good. I like the energy coming in for you. I do. I like this energy coming in for you. It's really positive. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get a little interesting here. And we're going to see the hand that you're going to play in 2025. We're going to work with the Arcane BS deck here. And this is going to be a little bit of the off the cuff point in the reading. We're going to see what your strengths are, your level ups, how you'll be powering up in 2025. We're also going to look at your magics. And then, we did have the Magician come out. So I do feel if you are an alchemist, now is the time to really work your magic. I think you're going to get some secret knowledge here. You got a secret sauce. Don't let them in on all your secrets, okay? Even if you do call things in with other people, if you do any work with others, like work in circle or anything along those lines, don't share everything with them. See, you got this old big sexy Satan there. and the Queen of Holes. So they may say, oh, you can let me in. I'll guard those secrets for you. Oh, not so. Not so. That Queen of Holes has more holes in their story than there is in Caligula. You need to be aware of this, all right? This person will just, spill your secrets at the drop of a dime if it allows them to get into certain rooms. So you two need to be aware of a certain character here that you dealt with who comes forward acting like they're presenting a door of opportunity. Be careful. Be careful. Don't share too much about your vision, because you may find that what you share in confidence is leaked. And that could really sabotage you here, right? Just coming in as a little warning with the hand you play. I almost feel like you could be a little prone to like give someone a little too much leeway into some industry secrets or something that you're doing here. And that could really work against you, okay? There's also something about, people also need to carve their own way. They need to learn the ropes for themselves too. And so it's good to provide a helping hand, but I feel like there's just something you're prone to be a little too loose-lipped with a particular character that could work against you, all right? Be mindful of this, right? Let's check it out here. So we're going to also look at what advantages you have on your side. Not just the magics. We've hung up on the magic there for a while, okay? So you might have a competitor. You might have a competitor that's sort of wielding some of their own magic here. I don't know. There's something about familiarity. I just heard can breed contempt. That's what came through. All right, so we're going to look at what your advantages are too, Aries. All right, we're going to do cut of the deck here. Yeah, it was 51:50 on the clock. Yeah, this person might be a little freaking nuts, let me tell you. They might come undone, if they don't get their way. Give them a chance to sort of like show you what they're really about. That's what I've got, all right? I don't know why it's coming through like that, but it is, okay? Let's go ahead and do the first cut here is going to be the advantages in your hand that you hold here, the hand you're going to play in 2025, what advantages you got. This middle pile here is going to be the magics that you hold or that you're going to come into or that you're going to be wielding. And then the first pile will be your strengths, your power, the way you're going to level up. So let's check that out. Everything's fine. Okay, I like this. It's like the whole world could come to an end and you're chill about it. I think that you've really developed a lot of resilience. You're in stoic mode, man. Like you've been through so much stuff that you're okay with whatever needs to come to an end. It's like, go ahead, blow it all up, let it all go. It's okay, start clean, start fresh, start from the ground up. You may be doing that in a certain regard with something. You're choosing a whole new approach to something. The old ways got to go. Everything's brand new. This card always kind of like trips me out because it makes me think of a mushroom cloud, right? But it also really looks like a tree to me. So I feel like there's something you're setting in motion here that's going to be really strong. It's really rooted. It's sort of rooted in the ground of your wisdom and the experiences you've been through before. And it really does branch out, right? It branches out and it has longevity here. There's a lot of strength in this, but it's based on what you let come to pass, what you let go of, something that is really needing to be done in a different way. And it's sort of like you're okay with that back there coming undone. You're fine with it, actually. Other people might not get it. They don't understand how you can go through such challenging circumstances and still sort of like be in one piece. Even after you've been dragged a hard mile, it's like, hey, somebody's got to lead the charge. And you got to think about that. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. They do lead the charge. They are in the North Node position. And so there's kind of like no time to get wrapped up in all that minutia. You kind of just you gotta keep it moving. You one foot in front of the other. Okay, that went awry. That blew up in my face. Okay, we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. So this is your strength. This is your power. The fact that you can revision something that other people look at as being really destructive or like the end of the world, and you can kind of go like, well, it's fine, you know. If it was weak enough to be taken down by that, if it couldn't withstand the test of truth, then fine, let it be leveled. That's okay. I've been here before. I know how to start again. And so I do see you starting again, right? And you're starting again on a really strong foot here. I feel like it kind of blows people away that you weren't sort of bowled over by the experiences you went through here. All right. Yeah. And with that, we have the dildo wizard. Okay, so there's somebody here that's going to end up kind of like making a martyr of themselves. I feel like you're not going to put yourself on the cross for anyone here. You're not here to play martyr. You're ready to embrace the magical life there, you know. And I do feel like there's a lot of new beginnings coming into your life here. And you're kind of going your own way. People may not get you. They may not understand all your choices. This can even be a certain lifestyle you choose to live. Like people don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. They might try to judge you for that. They may try to kind of like make a martyr out of you. But I feel like you're just doing your own thing. You're not going to be a martyr for anyone here. And where you have felt like you were put in that position and somebody tried to make a spectacle out of you, I do feel like you're pulling a little wizard shit here and you're transforming that, you know? You can put your own spin on it, you know? And the next thing you know, it's like, it's kind of funny. It's giving me those vibes, you know? Somebody can be put on a cross and yet they're idolized. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you want to be idolized in that way. That's not what you're looking for here. You don't need to be anybody's idol. It's sort of like, don't put me on a pedestal. Let me just be who I am. And I think that's what's so great here is, yeah, you may be crass at times. You may let things fly out of your mouth that people look at you and like, did you really just say that? You may do things your own way. You may be very unconventional. You may lead a very counterculture sort of lifestyle. And I don't mean nonconformist in the sense where it's like you nonconformists are all alike, because I see just as much kind of adherence to sort of following the crowd among groups that claim they're nonconformists. No, I mean, you really are weird, man, but weird works for you. Like, weird is your strength. The fact that you are different from others, that you have a different perspective, that you'll say the things that others won't say, that you'll do the things that others won't do. And not only will you do it, you'll be like, yeah, and this is me. This is me too, Pac-Man. It's got that kind of energy. So I feel like that really works to your advantage. That's one of your strengths. That's what really puts you in your power. Like, you are meant to be the rebel. You are. You are the one that plays the fool and you thumb your nose at fate. And you're like, that, man. And what? What are you going to do about it? So I do feel like you're kind of coming in to the new year with that sort of energy. And yeah, I don't know. That looks pretty good. I want to do a cut of the deck on that. Oh, yeah, see? Because the doors of perception have opened up in your mind. And from here, it's nothing but leveling up. You're going all the way to the top, man. And you're not being distracted by the Hall of Mirrors on the way there either. I mean, I do feel like you got opponents, but you're not going to waste time like shadow boxing here. No, it's like Enter the Dragon, you know, you got your eyes on the prize, you know where you're going, and you're just one step at a time. You're going to stay really focused, really present here. Some of you might find a lot of strength and empowerment through taking up like some kind of practice that really involves you having focus, like martial arts. Just because Enter the Dragon came in, you might be taking up some kind of discipline, martial art. This is possible, okay? But I feel like you're not wasting time sort of smashing mirrors, trying to suss out where's the enemy, because you know ultimately the enemy only has power when you give it that power of your attention, your focus. I feel like you're just staying totally centered on that bindu there, that focal point of where you're going. You're focusing on the light at the end of this hall of mirrors. I do feel like there will be people that will try, okay? They'll try to get you hung up here, but I don't feel like they're going to be successful, okay? I don't feel like they're going to be successful. Let's see what was on the other side of that split. Yeah, I love it. You're free falling, man. You're just all in, man. You're diving in head first here, and you are leading the charge. So I like this energy. Yes. You're not afraid, man. You're learning to fly. I love it. It's great. And you're going to fly all the way to the top here. It looks like you're going to get where you want to go. Great transformational energy. But it is something that, sort of like it progresses one step at a time here. All right. It's really about being mindful of the steps and staying focused. Like, don't get caught up in the smoke and mirrors, because there are people who will try to bait you, distract you, get you sidetracked with getting involved in their drama and arguments. And you don't need none of that, right? Okay, now let's see what magics you'll be wielding or working with or coming into here. Yeah, you're going to have like X-ray vision here with the Queen of Holes. You're going to be able to see through everybody's intentions. I feel like you're always been good with this, Aries, but I feel like even more so, you're just going to have razor sharp vision. You're going to see somebody's true intentions. You're going to see opportunities for what they really are. And this is going to prevent you from putting yourself in a situation where you're just going to be drained as an end result and disappointed here. You're not going to buy into some spiel that's going to lead you astray here. So I do feel like somebody is going to come forward here and they're going to try to work their magic on you. This is somebody that may have been able to reel you in the past, but I feel like you're not going to fall for it this time. You're going to be able to see people's true intentions, what their true desires are. And when you see, this is going to really let you know that this is a door that you don't want to open here. Not going to have a revolving door with this character anymore. Yes, and I also feel like this is something in relation to intimate connections. This is something that has become a little bit complicated or convoluted here. And I think this is a situation where there's many different people that are interconnected. And it's sort of like they're wanting to take up too much of your brain space, right? Because if you're focused on the machinations of all these other people and what they're doing, you're not going to be able to have the synapses like firing off in your brain there. You're not going to be able to get those quantum particles like getting it on, vibrating, calling this new brainchild into being, because your mind is going to be taken over by all of these people and it's going to siphon your energy. Now you're no longer going to hold court over those doors of opportunity that do want to open up for you. You're going to fall into this trap if you stay, in that sort of old mindset where you were able to be tempted with the promise of certain advancement, or because it looked real good on the surface or it was very tantalizing. But, with you having this X-ray vision and being able to see through people's intentions, you won't go through the wrong doors. And as a result, it's kind of funny. You don't need to face off with any of those opponents that show up to try to distract you here. In fact, they're going to kind of tie themselves up in knots because they're the ones who are in this place of trying to figure out how to get themselves out of a mess, right? You're not here to save people, from this mess that they created for themselves. And that's the magic you're going to work, is you're not going to fall for what you may have fallen for before. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to put yourself in that position of rescuing them from the mess they created here. And that's going to work out to your advantage. Yep. You're nobody's fool here. Hangman energy coming in. Again, you could have been dealing with a Pisces. You could have been dealing with somebody that was like a frenemy, okay? Doesn't have to be a Pisces, but when I think of that hangman energy, it does evoke the house of Pisces, the 12th house. So this could have been somebody you were intimate with. You know, you may have thought it was fun, a little dalliance, whatever. It ended up putting a target on your happiness here. And I don't think you're going to be fooled again. So this is also you working with the magic of the sacred clown. You may be bringing forward a little trickster energy of your own that actually sets you free. You transform a situation where you felt like you were delayed or you were hung up, and now you recognize that you've been able to cut yourself free from that. You're not going to have a target on your happiness anymore. I like this. What do we got on the other side here? Yeah, I mean, because somebody here, they sell a real good story, but you know, this person, they may come off holier than thou, but you know, they're totally sus. There's a lot that you can't trust here. And again, this person will try to butter you up to find an in, but if you fall for that, you'll get kind of caught up again and you'll be back at the crossroads. But again, that X-ray vision and you staying focused on what you're creating here, it's what's going to set you free. And it's kind of funny because you don't even need to deal with the nemesis at all. The nemesis is only able to have position of power if you give it that free rent in your consciousness. You don't allow that, they're going to get themselves caught up. Let them all deal with it here. This is nobody that you even need to be concerned of here. And right behind that, yep, give a finger to it, flush it. It's well overdue. You got more important things to do than to stay in a place of indecision. Should I trust my head? Should I trust my heart? I don't know what I need to do. Oh no, you know what you need to do. You flush this, you give it a finger. Yeah, you know what? Maybe there was some pain. Maybe there was some pain that was caused back there, but now you know who you are, right? You straightened your crown. You're done just sort of like taking such a small share of the pie, you know, a flash in the pan moment of magic, you know, that comes into your life just as soon as it leaves you with heartburn, you know. There's something here about really staying focused is the way through for you. You're transforming something here. You could be transforming something with a Scorpio, with that snake medicine coming in there, right? Yeah, I like that. You're done just getting just a slice of the pie. No, 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 no. I am the pie knight. I will have all the pie. Yeah, you got some knowledge here, right? That is allowing you to majorly transform a situation. All right. The initials T and N could be significant. Okay. They don't have to be, but I do feel like there's something you're transforming here and you're heading on up to the North Node. So somebody with the initial T could be left in the South Node there. That's possible. Okay. It might be a clue there for somebody. But there's a lot of transformation happening here. This is good, positive energy. Yes, you're coming into some hidden knowledge, and it is your secret sauce, and it is your secret magic. So don't share everything with everybody, okay? All right, let's see what your advantages will be. Let's check it out. Ooh, yeah, you got the saxophone fetus. I love it. So this is like the rebirth of Slick, you know? You're cool like that. You got it like that. You know what I'm saying? This is like a whole new thing you're creating here. It's very innovative, very innovative. Your ability to always begin anew, that also works out in your favor. Your ability to lead the charge, it's a great advantage for you. But there is something really new that you're bringing forward here, because this does make me think of jazz, right? And jazz is all about innovation. Jazz is about working with different notes that seem inharmonious and making them into this like really wild melody that takes you on such a ride that does expand the consciousness. Okay. So yes, this is, I do got that like rebirth is slick kind of energy though. You feel like, all right, I'm heading into a new cycle here. I got all that stuff out of the way. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to lead the charge. You have some inspiration here. You're calling it into being. I also feel like this is judgment in your favor. Okay, so you did sort of like, I got this energy. It's like saved just in the nick of time. I think you made like a really wise choice last minute in 2024 that is securing this like fresh start for you. It could have really turned south, but there's something that you did. You switched something up last minute, and this was very wise of you. Okay, you'll see as this plays out. Yes, and I think what you switched out here is you stopped letting somebody else sort of direct your course here. You stopped letting somebody else hitch a ride. You know, somebody was piggybacking off your energy here, and they were sort of directing your course, and you were just sort of blindly following them. But I like this. You're turning this around and you're leading the charge here. So you're not allowing this person to sort of like hitch a ride off you anymore. You're sort of carving your own way forward here. This is really good. Let's do a cut the deck. Yeah, it's like a schools in session moment here with Aunt Brenda. You're ringing the bell. Time's up on this. You're no longer going to have control over me. I'm taking charge here. And I like this. All right. You're not nurturing something anymore that had too much control in your life. You're getting the upper hand here. And you're absolutely turning down an offer. There's some offer you turned down, some offer of love that was extended to you. It wasn't what you wanted it to be. And so you said, you know what? I'm letting that go. And this works out in your favor. I want to see what's behind this gross cup. Yeah. You know, and instead you're putting your heart behind something that's worth fighting for. And I do feel once you really know what that is, it's like skating, man. You just make it past all of the opposition here. And it's like, you're like, no, you know, there will be vengeance for anyone that gets in the way between what's dear to my heart here. I feel like you got that focus. You've dealt with, you know, what's been spoiled too much before. And I feel this is like you really believing in what your heart's telling you and you putting your heart on the line and you're ready to defend it, you know, what's worth defending here. And you're not going to be nurturing things that are old and outdated and can't keep up with you here with a woman breastfeeding a VCR. All right. So I like this. This is good, innovative energy. It's rising up. You know, nobody's going to have you in a subservient position here. All right. And I do feel like where somebody did have you in that position where you felt like they had you on your knees or in some way you were really compromised by them and they were taking advantage of you and, you know, they were really, you know, living high on the hog for a while there. They felt like they were the ruler of the kingdom, the master of the universe. Time's up on that. Time's up on that. Yep. Time's up on that. So this is good. Good, strong energy. I like the hand you're going to play. It's a good one. All right. This is very positive energy. I like seeing this for you, Aries. All right. Now we're going to look at the more like kind of mundane stuff here. And I know we looked at some of those worldly matters, but we're really going to get specific here. And I'm going to pull out the glow-in-the-dark tarot for some illumination. And we're going to look at your health, your wealth, your love, and get some spiritual guidance for you for 2025. Okay, your health. You got a strategy you're putting in place here. You're getting more organized. You got a plan. You're ready to really take charge of your health. And this is you really like dedicating some time in your schedule for whipping yourself into shape, I feel. Tackling a particular health issue you've been struggling with here. You got some kind of plan, some kind of strategy you're putting in motion here. And I see you very, very focused on this. You might have been doing some research too, reading up on some different approaches. You know you need a different approach to your health, and I see you enacting that in 2025. So let's get some more details here. What does Aries health look like in 2025? What's going on with Aries health in 2025? Whew. Okay, so I think that you're in a position here where you recognize that you really need to start valuing your time and energy a lot more, and not just sort of giving your time and energy to things that are only making you feel more drained. So I see like you're shifting some habits here. That's what it looks like. Like if you spend too much time online, you might be getting up, getting more movement in, doing other things, tackling different projects that maybe have been like stressing you out because they're things that haven't been done. And so they're taking up too much mental space, and that's causing you to stress out, and that's negatively impacting your health. I think you're really going to look at like, where can I free up time? Where am I kind of like wasting time and it's working against me? It's sabotaging me. And how can I use that time in such a way that it helps alleviate my stress, and maybe I can put some more focus on improving my health by maybe getting some exercise in, or finally tackling some of those projects, things that have been hanging over my head that have been causing me too much worry. And I think this will really work out to your advantage. Okay, let's get some more details here in relation to health. I also think you're going to cut off certain connections with people that they're just untrustworthy. You can't trust them. You're tired of wondering, like, can I trust this person? Can I rely on them? Are they loyal to me? You're not going to spend any more time with wasters of your time either. Okay. You don't need to deal with people who want to keep you in a place like mental confusion, or have you doubting their motives for hanging around with you, this kind of thing. I feel like that will also really change your mental outlook, okay? Put you in a better frame of mind. So I see your mental health really improving as a result of that. Just like cutting off people who just make you feel like, they're always trying, like, sabotage you, get one over on you. You're not dealing with that kind of energy anymore. You're not dealing with disloyal people. I see this is really shifting for you in 2025. Okay, got here. I love this. So big improvement in your health. Any health challenges you've been having, major improvement in your health. I think you're really starting to understand certain things that you weren't able to see before, and that's a big game changer, and it's helping you relieve yourself of a lot of unnecessary worry. I also feel like you're coming up with your own unique approach here to transform your health. It does involve you letting go of a lot of just sort of like vices, negative habits, things that have been working against you. Some of you might be giving up a vice. You might be quitting smoking. You might be giving up drinking. You might be giving up, too much time on social media. Something that just really hasn't been working in your favor. You're letting it go, so you can really get things shifted here on a health level. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune here, really putting energy into movement is so important for you. It also is a great stress reliever for you. And you may be changing dynamics in some of your connections and turning things around there. You could be dealing with fixed signs in relation to this. So there could be a Leo, a Taurus, a Scorpio, or an Aquarius that you're dealing with, that you're like, you know what? Time's up on that, okay? I need to start putting myself first. I'm not going to let you waste my time anymore. I'm not going to stress out about, what you're trying to put in my lap. It's actually for you to tend to here. And you sort of like freeing yourself from that is really it's going to be good for you. Okay. Do you see it gets you moving forward here? Also, Sagittarians might be your ally in transformation here as well. So do pay heed of that. there might be a little bit more of that spirit of Sagittarius that you need to invoke, you know, and that can really turn around your health. So Sagittarians, they're always like moving into expansion. Sagittarians also know how to keep things moving. They tend to be very optimistic people. They do look on the bright side. They are ambitious. They do take a more philosophical view of life when they're in balance. So I think this is sort of like the mindset that you need to be holding as you address your health issues here. There is something in relation to a chronic health issue you've been dealing with that can greatly improve in relation to maybe giving up a vice, okay? And that's going to speak to all of you on a different level, okay? For some of you, that vice may be like an intimate connection, okay? That's more than it's sort of like you bargain for, I get, all right? Like, yeah, maybe fun to hook up with this person in the moment, but then there's all the garbage that comes along with it. So I could see that, or it could be like a certain destructive tendency you have in relationships that you're looking to transform here, right? Yes. There's something that you're giving up here that you know doesn't work for you. And it's got vice. It is a vice, okay? I could also see like quick money. So if somebody's got like a thing for gambling or like taking risks, you know, it could just be taking risks, period. You like to take risks. It makes you feel alive, you know, you get that jolt of energy, but then you're like, oh, but then I see kind of the result of that, you know, there's something you're doing differently here, and it's really improving your health. But it's interesting to me that your connections, like the people you surround yourself with, are really playing a role in this. So be mindful of that, like how much stress, right? Stress and drama can negatively impact your health. Yeah, and right there, we got the Five of Wands, conflict. Yeah, clear the conflict out of your life, clear the drama out of your life. That alone will just do wonders to transform your health here. Okay, let's see what's coming in for Aries in the area of wealth in 2025. Yeah, you need to take some time off too from work. Like all work and no play will make you feel rather dull. So you need to make sure you're balancing work with pleasure, okay? It's okay to indulge a little bit. It's just you don't want things to get so imbalanced where you're swinging between one extreme to the other, where you're either like all work or all play. There's like no moderation there. In fact, moderation might be a path that works very well for you in regard to your health. Moderation can be very challenging to all or nothing types. I think there is some quality there about your health where you're all or nothing, and that's the sabotaging influence. So see if you can find the middle way, okay? That will bring you into a real state of balance. But I do see there's improvement in your health, okay? But there is something you're transforming. Okay, wealth. What is coming in the area of wealth, finances, career for Aries in 2025? I mean, you already have the Nine of Pentacles show up, so I know the potential is there for you to do very well financially for yourself. And let's get some more details about that. Yeah, I mean, there's some idea you have here. And you may need to get a little bit more education about this particular track you want to head down. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to school. It might be just like sort of researching the field you're getting into, or maybe researching certain techniques you want to bring into play, or researching the best equipment that you're going to need in order to really get this launched in a way that puts you on a firm footing. Whatever this is a brand new endeavor for you. And it does have something to do with something you're developing for yourself. I feel like this is the opportunity that's put on the table for you. It is a learning experience. There is a learning curve. And so there's also this piece of you have to grow with this. You can't just sort of stay at one level. You have to always be kind of upping your game, upping what you're bringing to the table here. So I do see you studying, researching, learning more about this track you want to head down. So there's some kind of opportunity here. Let's see how it develops. So I think you got this idea. Now you're following it up, learning a bit more about possibilities of heading down this track. Let's see what else comes in relation to this for you. The area of wealth and finances. Okay. Saved. Saved just in the nick of time here. Yeah, see, there's something here. You got to be careful about who you align yourself with, all right? Because you may think like, oh, I really want to partner with somebody on this. This will be great. And you'll think it'll be like, we'll both win big, we'll both be, popping open the champagne and toasting to our success together, But the reality is it's like, this isn't the best track to go down, There's something about you really have to stay in your own lane here. All right. Or you could stand to lose big. You could lose big financially. And this could be somebody like stealing your idea and running away with it and pawning it off. It's like, oh, it's my own. No, 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 no. You got to be careful of who you share your ideas with. Because I do feel like there are people that are keeping an eye on you and the moves you're making. And they would love to get the upper hand here. They would love to steal away an opportunity from you as well. Okay. I think you already dealt with something like this. You may have dealt with, people kind of ripping off your intellectual property or ripping off your ideas, or maybe even swiping an opportunity out from under you. Yeah, be careful about that energy, all right? It's important because it will lead to disappointment. Now, I think like one-offs are great, like I was talking about. There's nothing wrong with supporting each other where you feel like, hey, this would be a great cross promotion for us to do. Or, yeah, I'd love to take part in your event or whatever this is, right? But you don't want to get things too entangled there because that could cost you big. You could suffer financial loss. And in fact, if you let somebody in on this level, like they could steal from you. It'll cause nothing but trouble here, right? So you really do need to be mindful of this, all right? Also look for some financial complications that could arise in relation to a mother or a child. For some of you, both, okay? It could be a child you share with somebody. That could be a little bit troublesome. There could be some losses there, some things that you need to shell out some cash for, right? I do feel like there's a need to move away from troubles in a certain situation, okay? So there may be somebody here that, you felt like they ripped you off in the past or took advantage of you in the past. I do see there is a need, to have some sense of healing and getting things back on an even playing field here where it feels more cooperative. Then I do feel like you can rise above challenges in the past. This could potentially be in relation to a Leo, but you need to be careful in this situation, okay? You need to be careful that you don't let somebody sort of like take over what you're doing here or have too much control in the area of your finances or some creative project that you're working on. It will work against you. It will cause problems. You're meant to really stay in your own independent energy with this, okay? Very, very important clue for you. Any other details here about the wealth for Aries in 2025? Because, yeah, there's some opportunity here, but it's for you, okay? It's for you. And I get that you're the one who came up with this idea. So it's for you. And you do need to defend it. You do. Because if you give someone an inch, they will take a mile. They will. And before you know it, They've taken everything over. You've got to be very careful with this. Exercise your discernment here. Know when to cut something off. Know when to tell the truth and just be in your independent energy and say, hey, I'm cool with us like promoting each other's work, but this is my thing. This is my thing. And do what you need to do to protect your ideas, your intellectual property here. It is important. Also, be aware of signing any contracts and how it could compromise you and compromise your vision here. But this is so important if you're going to rise above what's held you back in the past, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy here, bringing in that being really decisive, really clear. If you're a Libra rising, this is going to speak to you really strongly, all right? You'll already know what this is about because I feel like you've already been navigating some of this in the South Node. Okay, let's see kind of the deck there. So it's more like kind of just cautioning you because it looks like there's a lot of progress you're making here. I do see there's a way to balance things out with another, and also where you both can benefit here with Temperance, you could be dealing with Sagittarius. But this is also about understanding that you doing this doesn't require that they play a role in, where your ultimate destiny is as far as what you're accruing for yourself, what you're building for yourself, this focus that seems to be a major focus for you in 2025. You've got some inspired idea and you're putting it in motion. And this is about you, And yes, you can balance things out with another, but that doesn't mean you have to let them into every single aspect of your life and to the point where it becomes enmeshed and codependent and they take it over. You need to stay in your own independent energy here. And I feel like that's a big clue that's coming in for you. Don't mix business with pleasure. Don't go into business with a family member. Don't go into business with a lover. It will backfire. It will work against you. And then you'll be upset because you'll feel like you got taken advantage of there. Okay, and that's a warning. And I do feel like somebody is going to present that to you. They're going to present that opportunity to you. And if you take up that opportunity and you say, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's partner on it. Oh man, you're going to be so disappointed. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it because this is somebody that they do, like, they evoke your emotions. There's a heart connection here, whether this is a dear friend or a lover or a family member. You got to be aware with this King of Cups here. They may put something forward and it sounds really good, but I get that they're going to benefit from it more than you will. All right. This is your Ace of Pentacles. Hold on to it because it's going to grow. And in fact, whatever you open up the beginning of 2025 with, by the time you hit the spring, you're already going to see growth from you making that initial investment in this inspiration. And within 8 weeks after that, so let's see, so March, by summertime, you're going to be moving forward a lot faster than you thought you would. You're going to see a lot of growth here. And there's going to be a lot of word of mouth spreading around this work that you're doing. And you're going to have all kinds of opportunities coming in for you. All right. So don't get sidelined here. All right. Don't get sidelined here. Yeah. Because I feel like if you let yourself kind of lose your focus, on somebody who wants to hitch a ride here and be part of this, somebody that, you have like a romantic connection with, no, it won't work out for you. It won't. You'll lose big. You will. You'll lose big. You'll regret it. Okay. Independent energy is what it's all about for you. You need to stay in your independent energy financially. That's what pays off for you. And put an end, to whatever was holding you back. There's transformation underway. I feel like there's really this big transformation that's happening in the way you work. You're about to head into that kind of like rebirth energy where everything is brand new And this is something that's just about you. And I think you're doing things differently than you have in the past. You've got to be really decisive here, okay? Could be like something with a Scorpio coming in really strong. Like, don't get into a business partnership with a Scorpio or with somebody that you've already had problems with in the past. It will not work out. I don't care what they say, okay? All right, so now that we got that, let's look at love, because it looks like there's a little bit of messiness here, like almost like lovers wanting to be involved in something that you're developing for yourself financially, okay? Wanting to be included in that, all right? Be careful of who you're hooking up with too as you advance financially. Are they a gold digger? You know, are you dealing with somebody that just wants to go up in status? You know, get to ride with you. Be aware of this, okay? This just coming in as a side note. Make sure that the people you're connecting with are connecting with you for the right reasons, okay? What's coming in the area of love for Aries in 2025? What's coming in for Aries in the area of love in 2020? Bottom of the deck. Well, you got a choice to make. You got a choice to make with the lovers here, okay? You're in this sort of like crossroads position. There is time to make a choice. I think there's been temptation in your romantic life. I think there's been indecision at times. I think you've been trying to make a major choice and it shifts, you know. One minute you feel one way, the next minute you feel another way. And so you've kind of been in this holding pattern. But I do feel like a choice will be made in the area of love where you felt sort of like in two minds about something, or you may have been very tempted to head in a direction, but you weren't sure if you could trust where you were tempted to take the next step. All right. Some kind of judgment is coming through here. There does need to be a choice that has to be made. In this situation, life path 6 could be coming in very strongly around that. Also, this is associated with Gemini energy as well. So again, communication is key. Right now until next summer, when you move out of that position of being in the North Node of Destiny, we have Jupiter in Gemini. So there's something here about communication is really important. Clear communication is important. Also, you really communicating where you're at as well, your intentions. This is important. I feel like there needs to be a lot of clarity in communication. And when you've made a choice and you're very firm about that choice, that needs to be communicated clearly as well. I feel like most of the time there's something that's tempting you and you're trying to decide between two people. That's usually what comes in with the lovers. It's that kind of choice, or it's something that you feels non-negotiable. Like, you know, you want to be with somebody, but in order for you to be with somebody, you have to give something else up that you really don't want to give up. And so that could be anything from your home, or that could be giving up a lifestyle. You know, you could be somebody that's trying to decide, do I want a committed relationship, or do I want to be single? Do I want to keep things open? All right. So all of these things could be at the forefront for you, but I do feel like it's judgment time. Like a choice needs to be made, because this is sort of the basis of your matter. You've been in sort of like a holding pattern for too long here. Let's see what's coming in the area of love. Also with that Jupiter energy, Jupiter rules over Sagittarius and is also one of Pisces rulers. So you could be dealing with a choice involving a Sagittarius or a Pisces, or you may not be sure if you can trust somebody in love. You may wonder at times, like, is this person for me or against me? Do they love me or do they hate me? You know? It might be a love-hate relationship too, okay? This energy coming in. There's something you're sorting out here. For those of you that are in committed relationships, I would say that you're being tempted. Tempted by the fruit of another. Yeah, I mean, there's a little temptation here. I just heard Temptation Island, like maybe somebody wants to go on a trip with you to the islands, or maybe you go on a pleasure trip to the islands. You meet somebody there and you're like, I don't know. I mean, I kind of wanna get with that. I don't know, I don't know. There's some choices to be made here. Temptation Island, that was like a reality TV show, and it was really dramatic. So that might be a little bit of a clue here. There might be a lot of drama that comes with temptation too. Is the temptation worth it? Is it worth taking a bite of that apple? I don't know. Only you can decide. These choices are yours and yours alone, You may be taking an approach where you're like, hey, man, love is an outlaw. And you may be breaking the rules in love. Maybe you don't want any rules. Maybe you don't want to be tied down, or maybe you don't want to have sort of like a traditional relationship. You might be rebelling against the kind of relationship structure as you've known it up to this point, right? Okay, like, do you see? It's like you're trying to really like sort something out here. I mean, there's a tower here. There is. What is false will be torn down. It will. It will come tumbling down. Where something is built on a faulty foundation, it won't last. In some cases, you're grappling with issues of infidelity. If you're in a committed relationship, this may be something you're already dealing with. Maybe one or both of you has a history of being with a partner that was unfaithful, that cheated, okay? And that could be like causing trust issues between each other. You could have abandonment issues here, or you can't get on the same page, about something involving, the home life. Maybe one of you wants to be committed, wants to be married. The other wants something more open. Maybe one of you is ready to like really move in and have that kind of like relationship. The other's like, I think we should have separate places, or I don't want to move in. I'm not ready for that. Or it would require you to make a move to a new location. You're like, no, actually, I'm fine where I'm at. But I do feel like there's something here that's built on a faulty foundation, and the foundation needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. So whatever this is, it's going to come tumbling down with the tower. Absolutely. And that is your energy. The thing is you get to decide, is it going to be a destructive tower, or is it going to be a tower of power? Because the tower, yes, it can be disruptive, but we are working with this energy of Pluto and Aquarius. And Aquarius also is associated with this card. You are too, okay? It is your card. It is your energy. But there's also the energy of the call for moving into greater expansion. So there is something here about you could have like a mind-blowing experience where you see things in a new way. There might need to be a real clearing out. And that clearing out might be a little volatile to get to the truth. But I feel like there is a clearing out that's necessary because something here is false. The tower always comes when something is false. And so it needs to be dismantled so that the truth can come through here. Give me a clue about this tower, like what the result will be for Aries. Some of you are, going through breakups, okay? Some of you will be ending connections in 2025, or you're recovering from a breakup and you're kind of like getting a whole new view of what it's like to be single now, okay? This coming through for some of you. I mean, some of you are really stressed out when it comes to love. You don't know what to do. You don't know the choice you should make. You have a lot of anxiety. Yeah. And with the Page of Swords here, you might have a hard time trusting. That's what I got. You might have a hard time trusting, or somebody has a hard time trusting you. But I do see super sleuthing here. Like somebody's really keeping an eye on somebody. This might be going on online. There may be somebody that knows, they did you wrong. They betrayed you in some way, or they lied to you about something, and they want to approach, but they know they can't just approach you any old way here. Like they got they got to come correct, all right? Or you may want to approach somebody, but you know that, it's not going to be easy to approach this person, right? Whatever this is, there's been a lot of stress here, like an intense amount of stress. Somebody is really up in their head about this, and they are keeping an eye on you. I feel like this is somebody you already had an ending with. It could be somebody from your past. I say that because we got Leo energy coming in here, all right? But this could be in relation to a Leo. There's like something here that needs to be cast away. It's some kind of like shadow element, and it could be something that's compromising happiness in a connection. It could also have something to do with a child, all right? This could be a love child. This could be somebody who wants children, the other doesn't, all right? Or this could be something concerning a baby's mama it's a little bit stressful, okay? It adds like a complicating element into the mix here. I see there's a desire to have happiness in a situation, but there is something you're going to walk away from that you invested a lot of time and energy in. And you're following your heart here, you may have needed to take space from somebody so you could kind of like go off and find yourself as well. Right, let's see what's going on here. Give me some more details. You got kind of a juicy love story here, Aries. What's coming in here in matters of love for Aries? How will this turn out? I mean, I think ultimately, whatever is being dismantled here, it does allow happiness to come through. But there is something that needs to be revealed here that's been hidden. I got that. In some cases, it could be like a love child. I mean, honestly, or there's somebody here that's problematic, that's attached to somebody. It could be like their baby's mama or something that is a little unhinged. Yeah, this flipped up in the middle of the deck. Okay, there is something that wants to come in for you here with the Three of Wands. Like you felt like you were two ships passing in the night, and this is wanting to come in for you. It is. But something has to be left behind. There's like a third party here that is interfering. It's got like, I don't know. It's got like somebody is like sort of stalking somebody out, almost like really just like following them online, paying attention to everything they post, all up in their business. It's like intel. This person's really up in their head and they don't know how to like break the ice because something really went left. They also don't know how to tell the truth about a certain situation. They might be ready to put you in the loop though. This could be an earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with Page of Pentacles. Or there could be a child connected to this person that they could have a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn child, okay? Could be a child connected to this person, or there could be a mother connected to this person, all right? Interesting. Let's do a cut of the deck and see what we got. Yeah, this is like, it's conflict, it's drama. This is a fight. It is. And you're wanting this. This is what you're wanting. You're wanting peace in your home. You're wanting peace. You're wanting alignment. You want to feel appreciated. And you want to spoil up the person you love too. I do feel like this, is what you're wanting to avoid. There is some conflict situation brewing here. I see it. It's messy. There's multiple people involved. It could be a family dynamic. But what I do know is that somebody here can't be part of this equation. Like they can't have say-so about a relationship. This could be a mother that has too much say-so about a relationship. This could be somebody's former partner, like, somebody they share a child with. It's got those vibes, okay? That's interfering in a situation. This could be somebody that, really did you wrong. And they've been stalking you out. It's somebody from your past, and they've been stalking you out online, and they're totally stressed out because they know they totally blew their shot back there, and they don't know how to approach you or what to say here. Somebody from your past. Could be a Leo. Okay. But I see that this is what you want, you know? You want this alignment. This is what you're focused on. And I see that's what you're going to get. Do you see? The road is opening here for you. You're coming into alignment with somebody, and this is somebody you want to have a future with. Okay? So I do see mutual appreciation here. This looks good, but you're making the choice. You're letting something go. You're letting something go. And this could involve an Aquarius, a Scorpio, a Leo, or a Taurus. There needs to be something brought to a closure where something's been too stubborn, too stuck, too fixed, too problematic, too many arguments, too much stress. Yeah, it might require a real clearing out. That might be uncomfortable, you know? There may be a secret that needs to be revealed. You may be on the receiving end of that. You may be the one revealing a secret. But whatever this is, I do feel like you find the way through and there's success on the other side. You end up where you want to go, right? And where you are in a situation where you're in a committed relationship, you're living with somebody, I do feel like there's balance, there's peace, there's mutual appreciation. Like you're working through something here. But first, there's disruption. It's like it's something that comes through in layers here. And some of you are really just done. You know, you're done with drama. You're done being up in your head, and you're choosing to hold out, you know, for someone who will really make you feel safe and opening up your heart. You don't want to have to doubt somebody's intentions or their loyalty anymore. And I think this is good. It looks like it comes out right in the end. There's a little upheaval. There is a little more drama to come and some secrets and a little disruption. Just be prepared for that, all right? All right, let's see what spiritual guidance wants to come on through for Aries. Do be in mind too with this particular read for Aries, since Aries is in the North Node and also Aries is in Chiron, okay? There's a lot going on here that the collective will be tapping into too, okay? So these messages can really speak to a broad range of people here. Okay, let's see. What is the spiritual guidance for Aries in 2025? Just to cap this off. What is the spiritual guidance for Aries? Yeah. One of these things is not like the other one. Like, done with the third party dynamics. 3 is a crowd in 2025. Something is not workable in that regard. I see it, and you know, it came in reverse. Spirit's telling you if you hope to be celebrating life in 2025, this third party interference needs to be done away with. Third party interference can even be like sharing what you're going through with somebody who's a helpful friend, and they're your shoulder to lean on, and then that person ends up being the one who causes nothing but problems in your situation. Okay, so you need to move in a different way here where you're not allowing people who don't belong in your business, okay? Yeah, there's been some meddling energy here that does need to go, and it's sort of like you might still need to deal with that on a certain level, okay? Again, it comes out as the frickin' Pisces energy with the Hangman, okay? A lot of you have been dealing with some kind of hidden enemy here. You've been dealing with somebody that's been like the fly in the ointment. I do feel like this will be revealed to you. You need to get a different perspective here in a situation. It's going to be illuminated for you. You might, for a moment, need to sort of like mentally retrace your steps in the past and think back to the way certain events unfolded, things that were said, things of this nature. And I think it'll be like this aha moment for you where you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I see it now. And then once you see that, you don't have to ponder this anymore, you know? then you're free to go. And I do see that that's the point when you transform the energy at the south node. You close the old cycle here, and you are heading into your like rebirth time here. So something is turning around here. This is good energy. So I like this. You're not going to be stuck in a holding pattern. A lot of you in 2024 felt like you were just kind of like left hanging out, you know, maybe waiting for other people to make choices or other people to call the shots in a situation. But with judgment coming in here, big Libra energy, you Libra risings are really experiencing this. This is like a new lease on life. You're not going to be in the same rut. This is a rejuvenation for you. Some of you may be renewing connections. Some of you may be experiencing reunions too. You're starting to come back together with certain people you're meant to come back together with. This can be also like working things out in a family dynamic. It feels good, you know, something's ironed out here. But where you felt really confined or really stuck, where things just really felt like they were in a rut and you were down for the count, I see you getting back up here because there's something worth taking a stand for. There is something worth rising for. And there is a call coming in here that you will want to respond to, right? And it's judgment in your favor. This is good. So yeah, you may have had to balance some things out for a while. You may have been hung up for a while, but you're going to get to the other side of this and you're going to know what you need to cut off and the choice you need to make here. Once you make this choice, you're moving on up. This is really good energy. Let me do a cut of the deck to call it good. Look at this, bottom of the deck. 6 of Wands. This is you doing your victory lap. This is excellent. Comeback kid, man. Yep, and there's your Chariot that moves you forward here. So you're finding the way through. And it's because you're trusting where you're being led. You're listening to your soul's voice. And this is what moves you forward between the polarization and the either or this or that and all that like just divided you in two. You're finding the way through. And Cancer energy coming in here again, where you were having difficulties at home, where you were having difficulties in relation to the mother, there is a way through. Where there was some kind of problem concerning a move, you know, there's a new way through. Like something is resolved here and it moves you forward. And I love this, okay? So there is this piece here, the Page of Pentacles. Remember, there's some investment you're making here. You're just getting started. And this was this idea you had, right? This brilliant idea you had that you're meant to really hold on to. I love it. Look where it leads. 10 of Pentacles. So money is looking good. This is also big legacy energy. 2025 is going to be one for the books for you. It's going to be a very memorable year. What you build in 2025 is built to last. It has a very strong foundation. And there's something about your life's work that's being set in motion this year. Things look really good on the home front. There's a real stability in the sense of family. And things feel good. You know, things are working out here. This is very positive energy. And in terms of like your public reputation and that worldly success you wanted to obtain, I mean, it's coming up roses. This is excellent. Pretty darn good read, ma'am. Looks good for you, Aries. Okay, so stay focused. Don't get distracted. Looks like you're on the right track. Keep going that way. Keep going that way. Don't let anybody break your stride, ma'am. Because if you do, you got nobody to blame but you. You got too much working in your favor to let, you know, the impious people hold you back here. You're heading straight to the top.